is Sanjay Agarwal. Today we are at Bharat Mandapam, the global summit on artificial intelligence. So India is trying to make its way up the ladder, and the Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision is for getting rank. No, they want to be number three somewhere up.
Yeah, in
They
terms
say
of
we are
GDP.
in terms of GDP we are number five. So towards that vision, and then we have a very efficient Minister of IT, Ashwini Vaishnavji, who also heads railway,
Yes,
and now he's also been given charge of INB.
NBS
Yeah. So
information.
today we are here and we just heard him, and we have people from Japan. They're talking about the Hiroshima process. Then we have people from NASCOM, and then we had the secretary, of course, Mr. Krishnan. So we have Abhinav Kaushal with me. He has a company, Zero Carbon One. So Abhinav will talk about AI and about his company and about himself.
Yeah. So hi. So I'm Abhinav Kaushal and I'm the founder of Zero Carbon One. So we are basically a deep tech startup into the climate space. So what we are doing essentially, what we are building is we are building a process in which greenwashing becomes nearly impossible for the corporates, because what happens is today, as part of, let's say, ESG, or as a part of your CSR, a lot of corporates talk about a lot many things that we have done this, or we intend to do this, or we have done this in the past. But what happens, there is no traceability to that. Whatever dollars you spend or whatever money you spend, nobody traces, nobody knows that where actually that money came or gone. So in our process, what we are doing, so basically what we do is that we do a scoping of each corporate in terms of emission, which is finding their scope 1, scope 2, scope 3 emissions. And then with that data that we generate, we are able to tell them that this is your baseline, this is where you stand today, and from here, if you want to go to net zero in, let's say, 2030, 2040, we create decarbonization plan for them. And that would mean that they can offset on our platform, and whatever they offset, we are able to put this on the blockchain so that everything is on a public domain. Whatever they committed and whatever they have taken as a step, everybody to see it. And finally, with all this data, we are able to kind of push this into a blockchain, which would mean that everything is transparent and traceable. And today we have 43 global and regional standards of ESG with more than 11,000 questions and process and data. To do this, we have our colleagues from IT Delhi, my teammates, who are really into the climate modeling, understanding that how climate is having such a big impact on the environment at this point of time, and why it is so important to kind of act now to ensure that we give a better future for our children and generations to come.
Now, like when we talk about such summits, right? So today we have people who were there from the AIMS. They're talking about cancer
Yes.
research. Then there was another person who was talking about his app is now. It's about
Yes.
something like a Truecaller, which was more on AI based, right?
Yes.
Then we have different people. Like there was a guy with CCTV. So they all come in from varied backgrounds. I met a person from IIM Ahmedabad who's made this NAM.
Yes.
And then there was another guy who's make. They have a CCTV. They say that suppose we are sitting in this room, as when we enter, so it would detect and it would give data that how many people have entered, how many people have got out, and whether if we are suffering,
Yeah.
kind of, So these things are coming up. So now, what do you think is the AI as per
Yeah.
se? What are the challenges you think are going to be faced by the AI domain?
So AI domain, definitely the real challenges which are faced by the AI. So I would break this into two parts. I would rather break it into one of the regulation part, which the government is always talking about, and the other is the practical use case of the AI. Now, picking the use case of the AI, see, basically the moment from last year when the GPT came into the forefront and it has gained traction, it all depends what all data it has been trained. And now with lot many companies like us, so many other companies in the globe who have their LLMs trained on the data part. Now the challenge would be that how authentic is that data, how accurate is that data, because based on that input we are trying to generate. So everybody who's generating some output from generative AI, they need to kind of declare, or they need to have a process from where the data came from, and how it was kind of processed. So that disclaimer is there, people know that what is the source and things like that. So in our case, like if I talk, we use RAG, which is regenerative augmentation. So therein, what is happening is that we allow the corporate to input their own data, and with the LLM trains data in its own universe, it is able to kind of give much more accurate and customized data point to a corporate who are using. So I think RAG is something which could be kind of promoted and used by lot many generative AI players depending upon their use case, of course. So I would say that data set accuracy of data set is the biggest challenge from an operational point of view. And from a government and challenging point of view, there are two things. One, that industry would not like to have an law passed suddenly, which puts every AI into one bracket, right? Because somebody is using, so everybody's use case is different, so one size fit all kind of approach does not look nice. So I mean, as the minister talked about bucketing, that I think is a right approach. We need to have a consultation that what is the use case, right, and where you can bucket that use case, so that it can go, and simultaneously also to build a cushion for the startups, because most of these startups are dependent on the large companies like Nvidia and GPT to kind of, this entire ecosystem is thriving because of them. And tomorrow, if they switch off the mains, then a lot of startups would be high and dry. So some cushion has to be there, either migration, commercialization, whatever it is, but there's some law needs to be there, so that no one party can kind of take a unilateral call and make other party kind of
I
suffer.
think you've addressed it, and
Short answers gave you. Okay. Okay.
another thing is, जो आपने अभी we were talking offline. So you said when the morning the minister was addressing, right, and there was Mr. Narayanan who's there. There's so many people.
Yeah.
So as I want to ask you from the industry side, आपका क्या submission है to the BT?
Yeah.
What are you looking forward so that they can incorporate?
Yeah, so what basically we are looking at is that they need to create this bucketing, that what can be the larger use cases for the AI and generative AI. One. Second is that depending upon the use case, that they can then categorize that which one they need to pick up for discussion and law formation, and there would be some small use cases in health and all that. Now depending what is the final outcome basis, see, they need to understand the journey of any product, and then they need to decide what to do with that, rather than just draw a line where everybody has to follow that.
Fine. So Mira, I think, and I would just like to add in the last that it's a welcome जो भी आप लोग इंडस्ट्री वाले एड्रेस कर रहे हैं, एंड वी वुड रिक्वेस्ट, हमारा आपसे अनुरोध है कि इफ एवरीथिंग कैन बी पुट इन पेपर, राइटिंग में आप लोग उसको बना लें, because whenever the minister, we have to give him the salient points.
Yes.
What industry is looking, because there are so many industry associations. So even your thing is valid. Every person
Has a
has a
point of view. Yeah.
So agar, I would make a request to you that you please write down, and you can also other stakeholders,
Yeah.
their viewpoint. So whatever
Definitely,
consensus
we
is
have forum of founders who are into this space, so we can all collaborate and bring together the large points that everybody has on top of their mind, and definitely we would be happy
our
to.
forum, we would like you to pen it down.
Sure.
And also then we can speak to your people, and maybe our message is flashed across to the minister,
Yes.
or the secretary, because I think they have an open mind.
Correct. I think they're fairly open, and they're very receptive in terms of hearing us out, which is the biggest advantage I would say we have got, because a fortnight back I was in London, and in Net Zero conference, a couple of months back we were talking about AI regulation. So this was talked there, that how some governments can take an arbitrary call, but then they were all voices, and we said that it's a consultative approach, and the government is fairly open to hear us, and kind of formulate after hearing to all the parties.
Great. I think we leave it at this. So this is Sanjay Agarwal with Mr.
Abhinav.
Abhinav Koshal, and Mr. Malik, our senior journalist, is also there with us. So thank you very much, and we'll also I think try to meet you again post lunch.
Yes.
And we want आपका कोई अगर आपने कोई session इधर attend करा, there are various sessions
Sure.
going. So if you can talk about a particular session, what is the outcome, what were the deliberations there,
Yeah.
so that the जो लोग देखेंगे इस वीडियो को, they can get more
Absolutely.
about researchers and people who are not present here.
Correct.
So
Absolutely.
that is our idea of bringing this video in. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
मलिक साहब उसको भी कर देंगे स्टॉप. नमस्कार दोस्तों, मैं संजय अग्रवाल, मेरे साथ अभिनव कौशल है और आज हम लोग ग्लोबल समिट में हैं आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस के ऊपर. तो ये जो एक मीटिंग जो मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी की तरफ से है, तो कौशल बताएंगे कि ये क्या इसका उद्देश्य है और व्हाट इज़ आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस, थोड़ा सा जो कि हमारे जो लोग दर्शक देख रहे हैं जिनको आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस का भी ज्ञान नहीं हुआ है वो भी जान पाए.
हाँ, तो ये एक बहुत ही अच्छा इनिशिएटिव है जो मेटी ने लिया है, और इसमें आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस की बात अब सब जगह हो रही है. तो पहली बात, जैसे आपने कहा संजय जी कि आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस क्या है, तो सबसे पहले इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज़ ये अंडरस्टैंड करना कि आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस जैसा मतलब है इसका, अगर आप ब्रेक डाउन करें इस वर्ड को, कि उसके पास आर्टिफिशियली हमने उसे ट्रेन कराया हुआ है या उसके पास एक डेटा सेट आया हुआ है, जिससे उस डेटा सेट से उसे आप जो पूछने वाले हैं या आप जो कर रहे हैं उसके बारे में उसे पहले से ही ज्ञान हो. जैसे अगर हम इसे किसी और तरीके से समझे, तो एक समझिए कि एक टीचर जिसके पास बच्चा जाता है, तो अगर जैसे ही वो उस चैप्टर या जिसका वो टीचर है, तो टीचर को पता होगा कि इसमें क्या रिलेवेंट क्वेश्चंस हो सकते हैं, क्या लाइन ऑफ थॉट हो सकती है बच्चे की, तो वो उस हिसाब से प्रीएम्प्ट करके उन्हें बता देते हैं. उसी को आप अगर आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस में ले जाएं, तो इसको दुनिया भर की चीज़ों में ट्रेन किया जाता है, हर एक एंगल में ट्रेन किया जाता है, हर एक टॉपिक पे ट्रेन किया जाता है, ताकि आप जब ये सवाल पूछें तो उनको एक समझ होती है जिसको आपको आपके 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 सवाल को सारे जो भी उसकी इंफॉर्मेशन है उससे लाके वो दे सकेगा आपको.
और आगे चल के मलिक साहब को मैं मतलब क्योंकि उनका एक सवाल था, तो क्योंकि आप यूर फ्रॉम टेक्नोलॉजी बैकग्राउंड से हैं, तो अभी एआई चैट जीपीटी एंड तो चैट जीपीटी के बारे में थोड़ा सा बता दीजिए और एक ब्लॉकचेन के बारे में.
ठीक है.
बिकॉज आपकी डेफिनेशन
Yes.
हिंदी में समझने के लिए आसान है.
सही है. तो देखिए, दो चीज़ें हैं. अगर हम चैट जीपीटी की बात करें और एलएलएम्स की बात करें, लार्ज लैंग्वेज मॉडल्स की बात करें, तो बेसिकली मशीन लर्निंग एनएलपी जो नेचुरल लैंग्वेज प्रोसेसिंग होती है, इसका मतलब होता है कि जो हमारी चीज़ें हैं जो हम डेली कोर्स में यूज़ करते हैं, हर दिन की भाषा में यूज़ करते हैं, कैसे उसको ब्रेक डाउन करके मशीन को सिखाया जाए, समझाया जाए, ताकि मशीन ह्यूमन की जो हमारी अंडरस्टैंडिंग है या जो आम भाषा है जो हम इस्तेमाल करते हैं, उसे कैसे समझ पाए. और उसको उसके बाद जब हम ट्रेन करते हैं एलएलएम, तो एलएलएम कुछ नहीं है, एक ये बहुत लार्ज लैंग्वेज मॉडल में हम सारा डेटा सेट इकट्ठा करते हैं और मशीन को सिखाते हैं कि अगर इस तरह का सिनेरियो होता है या इस तरह की आपके पास सिचुएशन आती है, तो आप क्या करेंगे, कैसे करेंगे, उसे कैसे समझेंगे. तो अगर हम एआई के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से देखें, तो ये बेसिकली इट इज़ अ प्री ट्रेन मॉडल जो बहुत सारे डेटा सेट्स को इकट्ठा करके बनाया जाता है, जिसमें उसे पता होगा कि क्या चीज़ होती है. और अगर हम ब्लॉकचेन की बात करें, तो ब्लॉकचेन इस ब्लॉकचेन क्या है कि ब्लॉकचेन एक ऐसी चीज़ बनाएगी जो डिसेंट्रलाइज बनाएगी, ताकि किसी एक आदमी के पास सारा डेटा और इन्फॉर्मेशन का सेंट्रलाइजेशन ना हो. जैसे आज की डेट में अगर हम बड़ी कंपनियां देखें, चाहे गूगल हो चाहे एप्पल हो, इनके खुद के डेटा सेंटर्स हैं जहाँ पे सारी इन्फॉर्मेशन इनके पास है, और इनके अपने सर्वर्स में रहती है. अगर हम ब्लॉकचेन पे आते हैं, तो वहाँ क्या होता है, मल्टीपल ओनर्स हो जाते हैं अक्रॉस दी वर्ल्ड. उसमें क्या होता है कि आप कभी ना उसे चेंज कर सकते हैं, ना कोई एक पार्टी उसको इन्फोर्स कर सकता है, जो भी उसका पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू है तो वो नहीं कर पाएगा. तो इसमें ये चीज़ होती है. और उसमें इथेरियम, पॉलीगन, सोलाना, बहुत सारी अलग अलग ब्लॉकचेन्स बनी हैं जो सेम काम करती हैं कि वो अलग अलग डिसेंट्रलाइज उन्होंने अपना इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर क्रिएट किया हुआ है, और आप कोई भी चेन को यूज़ कर सकते हैं डिपेंडिंग अपॉन कि उसकी जब आप उसे प्रोसेस करते हैं तो उसमें क्या कॉस्ट आ रही है. भारत सरकार का क्या योगदान है और किस तरह से आपको भारत सरकार कोऑपरेट कर रही है? सो भारत सरकार का इसमें योगदान ये है कि भारत सरकार ने अभी इस चीज़ को एक जो डीक्लटर किया था कि क्योंकि क्या हुआ था कि मलिक साहब, अगर आप देखें तो ब्लॉकचेन जो है वो एक तरह से क्रिप्टो करेंसी के आने के बाद एक तरह से स्कैम्ड हो गई, क्योंकि कुछ बैड एक्टर्स थे जिनके वजह से एक एक पूरी इंडस्ट्री को लगा कि ये इसका यूज़ केस एक ही है। तो भारत सरकार ने स्पेसिफिकली जैसे आरबीआई की बात करें, उन्होंने लेंडिंग के ऊपर बात करी कि लेंडिंग में हम कैसे ब्लॉकचेन का इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं। तो भारत सरकार से जो सपोर्ट रहेगा वो ये रहेगा कि किस तरह से ब्लॉकचेन के जो और यूज़ केसेस हैं, जैसे लेंडिंग हो गई, क्लाइमेट टेक हो गया, हेल्थ टेक हो गया, इनमें अगर गवर्नमेंट आगे आके इसमें यूज़ करती है तो इससे अपने आप में भारत में बहुत बड़ी इंडस्ट्री खड़ी हो जाएगी और बहुत बच्चे हैं जो इसके ऊपर काम कर रहे हैं, तो उनको एक एवेन्यू मिल जाएगा अपनी एनर्जीज को लगा के काम करने का।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। और मेरा आखिर में बोलना होगा कि दिस इज टुडे एक हमारा मॉड्यूल 1 है ये एंड वील टेक इट फॉरवर्ड। हम लोग आपको इस तरह की जानकारी दे सकेंगे क्योंकि मलिक साहब ने जो सवाल उठाया, तो बिकॉज हर एक आदमी को पूरी नॉलेज हम लोग को लास्ट जो बोलते हैं
हाँ।
पायदान पे पहुंचाना है। तो हमारा ये प्रयास जो मलिक साहब का प्रश्न था, तो मैं संजय एंड मिस्टर कौशल, तो दोनों ने आज आपको कुछ मतलब एक साइंटिफिक
तरीके से समझाने का।
तरीके से समझाया। धन्यवाद। So we'll break for lunch.
या